Now we hear this morning Jack Grealish has signed what is an unprecedented 7-figure deal to become an ambassador for Gucci. Dele Alli, you clubbed Dele Alli yesterday.
I did.
The clothes he was wearing as he walked around Goodison when he arrived.
I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't. Not because I don't think he should wear whatever clothes he wants in his own time, but when you're on display and you're landing at a big football club that you're being paraded as a big signing for, I think you should be moderately respectful of the way that you present yourself, and you should want to present yourself in the most professional light. And as I said, looking like a refugee from the Pirates of the Caribbean doesn't do it for me.
So, I mean, when you boil it down, are they right to do this? Dress in a fashion that they think is appropriate, that they think maybe suits their brand. Funnily enough, Dominic Calvert-Lewin of Everton comes into the equation here. And just before Christmas, I was up on Merseyside and I spoke to Dominic about some of the clothes that he chooses to wear.
My style can be deemed as a little bit different, but for me it's just I do what I do and I am who I am, so I'll continue to do that. And I think, if anything, football's taught me that. Football's been my biggest teacher, and it's taught me self-confidence, and you have to, believe in yourself at all times. So if I want to put on a suit and not everybody's going to like it, I'm going to continue to do so.
Now, Dominic is also pictured, I think it is in the front of the GQ magazine.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
Did you see him wearing...
I did.
Is it all right? Or are we wrong to move in here and say, do you know what, stick to what you know, stick to putting the ball in the back of the net?
Look, no, I don't necessarily concur with that view, because I think I've always been of the camp that these guys should be able to monetise themselves outside of football, and the hope was that if they monetise themselves out of football, then football would have to pay them a bit less. That was part of my thinking. But I also think that it's not necessarily just a problem that they are representing brands, it's the problem of how they represent their clubs. Now, if you've got a good manager... I looked at the situation with Jack Grealish yesterday, and this representation of a hugely blue chip brand, by the way. I mean, Gucci is at the top of the food chain as far as representation is concerned, and positioning in the marketplace. I mean, I saw the little Herbert walking around at the Amir Khan Kell Brook fight, dressed head to toe in Gucci, and I thought that's the last time I ever put my feet in a pair of Gucci shoes. But
why would you say that?
Because he did. I was literally down at Gucci the other day getting something from Michelle, and I saw these two Herberts in the shop, dressed head to foot in Gucci tracksuits, and I had to take a picture of it and send it to my friend in Spain saying, have you looked at these pair of whatevers? Because there is this lack of class about dressing yourself adorned top to bottom in Gucci everything. But for him...
You were just annoyed that night at Brook Can because Jack snubbed you and spoke to me.
No, well, I didn't expect him to speak to me. I called him a moron on numerous occasions.
You did.
I wasn't expecting to be given a big bear hug. But the point is, going to the point, he's playing for an elite manager. He understands his responsibilities, and his job is to primarily be a footballer. There's nothing wrong with these guys having endorsements. You've got Mbappe getting castigated because he doesn't want to endorse a particular product, but the French national team are quite happy to have a product endorsed. So you can't argue that the football club, the football federation, can have you endorse their products by association because it's the player's image that they're levering and leveraging in the French national side, and then say that these individuals can't have these deals. It's then the balance between this Pandora's box being opened, because it is an easy swipe that you're not performing, your team's in danger of relegation, and you've got your centre forward that couldn't hit a cow's backside with a banjo, walking around in high heels and carrying a handbag.
But as you say, it's an easy swipe, and you had an easy swipe at Dele Alli yesterday.
I had an easy because I think it's clear that he's distracted, and that's an easy go-to about the distraction, because clearly this is not a week, a month. This is 2.5 years of this player nicking a living out of football clubs, nicking a living out of football clubs, not being fit for purpose. Rocking up to Everton in a 300 or 400 grand Rolls Royce whilst not being able to be fit for purpose on the pitch is everything that you wouldn't want in a football club. Memphis Depay was given the same allegation at Manchester United. All it was about his pimped up mobiles rather than what actually he was doing on the football pitch.
But it's okay to do their own commercial deals, is what you're saying as well.
But I think they've got to be...
you're at conflict with yourself.
No, I'm not. I don't think they should be a distraction. I don't think these should be a distraction. I think ultimately, if you can look at a body of work and say over 2.5 years... why is he a brand ambassador? Why would Boohoo want this clown as a brand ambassador? What's he an ambassador?
Why is he a clown?
Failure. Because when you look at someone with that amount of talent, that they have an opportunity they've got in life, and they waste it and they throw it away. It's like me at Palace having all that money and throwing it away. I look at myself with an element of clownery, thinking, what was I thinking? I had far better things to do than put it on a football club.
But you've been too strong here. I mean, what? Dele Alli's a clown. Jack's a Herbert.
Yeah, I do.
Come on. And you're saying at the same time that they're entitled to do
What are
their
you,
own
language
commercial
police
deals.
now? Look, the bottom line is,
I've got to pick you up on
is
something.
I do think.
mean, you even had a swipe at Raducanu for doing deals like this away from the court.
No, I didn't. I had a swipe at Raducanu for being on the red carpet of events when I thought that she was just arriving.
In other words, you said she was being distracted.
Let's get you on your journey. Let's get you to where you're going to go. You're on your journey. All of this stuff will come along at the right time in your life when distractions are not a distraction. You're old enough, wise enough, mature enough not to be manipulated by everybody around you that's being monetised off the back of your achievements. Jack Grealish is at an elite football club that's winning, and he is performing to a level that I would have expected him to in his first season at Man City.
So that's okay. He can wear Gucci.
But also, the problem with it, they can all wear what they want, as long as their primary function in life, their reason for getting those commercial endorsements, is maintained, and that is as much to do with a club. That's as much to do with a club as it is. I know I've seen a conversation about Bigger Dinosaur.
I'm seeing some of the comments that are coming in. For once you're on the receiving end.
That's as much to do with the club that you play for and what they expect from you. There is nothing wrong with these young kids going and getting these brand endorsements. They have to be worthy of them, because I hate people getting rewards for being mediocre.
Wrong in it. Why are you calling them Herberts? And
I called him a Herbert for the way that he overdresses in Gucci and looked ridiculous, is my opinion. And I called people that were standing in a shop window when I was watching Michelle try on every single shoe and drive myself to near distraction, watching these people dressed the head to foot. It was like watching that film Beverly Hills Cop, where Eddie Murphy walks down the road and these Burks are walking along with their leather jackets dressed head to foot.
In the winter, you walk in and out of here in your Farage outfit. With your velvet collared coat,
Farage outfit. What has everybody got to do? So I'm wearing a Union Jack waistcoat now.
Everybody can have a say about what you wear as well.
They can, and if someone wanted to call me a Herbert for what I'd wear, I would take it on board.
Well, look, there's somebody calling you a dinosaur. There's another one. Dave, good morning. Does it really matter, Simon, what footballers dress like? Why does it bother you so much?
But I didn't say this. I don't have any problem with what they dress like. I have a problem with what they perform on the pitch. I don't care if he dresses himself head to foot in someone else's underpants. I couldn't care less.
So Jack gets a pass because City are doing well. Dele Alli doesn't because they're underachieving.
Dele gets an observation based upon a significant period of time where his performances have been fundamentally unacceptable. And when he gets a new opportunity to advance himself to reset, to recalibrate and to rebuild himself, he performs the same way. So we're now making the whole Everton story. We talked about Everton yesterday, and we brought Dele Alli into the equation. He's an incidental. So he makes himself front and centre. I actually think Jack Grealish getting a brand deal for Gucci is very good for him, because ultimately I've always said that footballers should be able to generate revenue from other sources. And the reasons why I've said that, as I said earlier on, was because I hoped it would reduce the cost implications on football. And I do think that they diminish these brands, some of them, because you saw him walking around at the Manchester Arena. It looked ridiculous in some of the gear that he's got on. Money talks and wealth whispers. If you're covered head to foot in Gucci-branded paraphernalia, it's not a lot of elegance. There's no subtlety about it, is it? I wonder what he's wearing. Let's have a look. Do you have any idea who made this suit? Do you have any idea?
Since when did you become Alexander McQueen?
Well,
I love this. I mean,
tragically, Lee McQueen is dead, and his boyfriend used to work for me, so I wouldn't want to become Alexander. But notwithstanding it, it's got nothing to do with it.
Don't get away from the fact you're hitting these guys hard because they earn a right few quid.
No, I don't. Listen, I'm a great believer in meritocracy. I'm a great believer in capitalism. I'm the person that made my money through my own endeavours, and these boys are doing the same. What I'm not a great believer is in rewarding mediocrity, and football is a landscape for rewarding mediocrity. Even when it comes down to managers getting fired and paid up for failing, footballers get a pass, and all I want to do is say, are you worth it? And if you are, fantastic, and if you're not, let's call you out.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.